Welcome, my name is Ria Bailes. I'm the Senior Housing Advisor at Ground Control, and I'm here following a Green Spaces Summit that Ground Control held in July. And I'm here for a follow-up chat with Sam Jones, Ground Control's Housing Sector Lead. Welcome, Sam.
Thanks, Ria. Hi, everybody.
So, Sam, we were going to chat about this recent community event that you held with Clarion Housing Group, and that was around kind of engaging residents, wasn't it? And also then just raising awareness about the importance of green spaces, and particularly, I guess, for communities as well. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, that's right. So, like you said, in July, we held a summit with customers and the stakeholders from around the housing sector. One of the key things that we identified in that was two really important agendas around resident engagement, making sure they're engaged in any projects that we look to deliver as a contractor alongside an organisation, but also then the projects that we're putting in place have a gain towards the environment, towards green spaces and the usage of those spaces. So this project was the concept of drawing down from a fund that we had put towards Clarion to use for environmental gains, environmental projects that saw the opportunity to make green spaces work for the residents and for the environment. This was albeit a small project, a really important pilot from that fund. And we in Milton Keynes, we engaged with the communities of a local development where the green spaces weren't being hugely utilised. And so, working with Clarion stakeholders, we met with the residents on site. We had a voting board that allowed them to look at some of the ideas that we'd put forward around biodiversity gain and green space regeneration for their area. And they got really stuck into it, voting for the kind of things that they wanted to see. We saw there was quite a wide demographic of people that were attending it and had ideas that wanted to go, but the overriding consensus of what they wanted to put in there was somewhere to enjoy looking at something that was more colourful and would attract more habitat into their gardens. And so, with that in mind, we then went to work over October half term, putting in a scheme that we draw down on from the funds with fellow colleagues from around the business who also got stuck in and got their hands dirty for the day, which was great to see. We planted trees, we put bird boxes in, we sowed new wildflower seed areas, we put bird feeders in, we put flowering shrubs that would generate areas for pollinators to come into the gardens in spring, along with various different bulbs that we put in, and a seating area so that the residents could sit and enjoy it when it all got finished and came into full effect in the spring next year.
So you did this over October half term. So how many younger residents were out with Ground Control?
It was great to see, actually. The reason we targeted that was so that we could get the younger generation involved, because it's a key thing that in the way that things are moving with the environment and the way that things are shifting with focus onto environmental sustainability, that the younger generation are the key to unlocking that. And we had children and their parents, but children come from living within the block to come out and help, and their level of interaction and how inquisitive they are was great to see. And they were there for the full extent of the event, got their hands dirty, and as I understand it, are thoroughly enjoying the use of the space now.
And we've seen, haven't we, recently, the public reaction to COP26 as well, with a real focus on what the impact of climate change has on is going to have on the younger generation, and a real a real focus from those younger generations on the importance of the environment and green spaces and biodiversity. But Ground Control does a fair bit with schools programs and awareness, don't they?
Yeah, we do a huge amount. It's a key area of focus, whether it be with schools, whether it be with resident community groups that have a younger generation that inhabits them, whether it be through commercial organisations that have outreach programs. Where possible, we always try and get involved with those younger participants, and to try and make sure that they completely understand the importance as we push the boundaries in the agenda around carbon capture, biodiversity gain and environmental enhancements.
And so you had these voting boards that the residents then engaged with, and they were on site, and so residents came out of their homes and they could have a look at the ideas and they could kind of engage with that, and I guess submit their own ideas around that as well. When it came to the day or the days when all of this took place, so who paid for the materials? How did it all work?
So as I said, it was a fund that Ground Control have ring fenced to support Clarion with a mutual idea of generating better green spaces for environmental grade, and that was exactly it. It was this fund that Ground Control put forward. All the materials came down from that fund. All of the labour was from our staff giving up their time as part of their community initiative programs, where we have 2 days a year as staff for Ground Control to put forward to such projects. So the impact to Clarion was zero financially, but a really great valued project as an outcome.
And what kind of satisfaction levels do you reckon the residents had from it? How much did they enjoy it? What did they say?
They enjoyed the project itself hugely, but even some of the testimonials we're getting back now, and the feedback we're getting from customers, is that they are enjoying the space. I know that some of the Clarion officers who patrol the areas have gone back frequently to see that that the area is still as it should be, but B, that the residents are enjoying that, and it's a positive outcome all round.
Brilliant. So Ground Control is doing so much work with the housing sector on the importance of green spaces, the very, very important link between actually community well-being and green open space that all residents and everybody from the community can enjoy. So thank you so much for talking to me today, Sam. That's great. I'll speak to you soon.
Take care. Thanks, Ria.
Bye.